Why do you always compare yourself to others? In this fourth episode of Keep Asking Why, we explore one of the most deeply human habits there is, because you've never, not once in your life, looked at yourself without first looking at someone else. That might make you feel stupid right now, but trust me, by the end of this, you'll understand exactly why you couldn't help it. You check their profile, their salary, their body, their relationship, their apartment, their career at 28, and somehow every single time you end up feeling just a little worse about your own. You've been doing this your whole life, and so has everyone else, because this isn't a personality flaw. It's not weakness. It's not jealousy. It's a hardwired survival instinct, one that served us for 100,000 years, and one that your phone just turned into a weapon pointed directly at your brain. Here's why. In 1954, a psychologist named Leon Festinger proved something that changed everything. When humans have no objective way to measure themselves, they don't give up. They find the nearest person and use them as a ruler instead. You have no idea if you're smart, successful, or doing well in life in any absolute sense, so you look sideways. You find someone nearby, and you measure. Festinger called it social comparison. And here's the part most people never hear. He showed it wasn't optional. Not for anxious people, not for insecure people, for everyone, all the time. It's not a bug in your personality, it's the operating system. And for most of human history, it worked fine. Because your brain was built for a village, 15 people, maybe 50. People who shared your actual life, your food, your weather, your starting point. When you compared yourself to the person in the next hut, the gap was real, readable, and almost always closable. Then we handed that ancient instrument to Silicon Valley, and they broke it on purpose. Instagram and TikTok didn't invent social comparison. They weaponized it. They took a mechanism designed for 15 people and flooded it with 15 million. The most attractive, most successful, most aspirational versions of strangers who spent 40 minutes selecting the one photo that made their life look perfect. You are now comparing your entire unfiltered reality against the single best moment of thousands of people you will never meet. You see someone your age who just bought a house. You haven't. And for the next 10 minutes, your own life feels smaller than it did before you looked. That's not weakness. That's your 100,000-year-old brain doing exactly what it was built to do, with a data set it was never supposed to handle. A 2023 study found that increased exposure to upward social comparisons on Instagram directly caused lower self-esteem and higher depression rates. But the finding that should genuinely disturb you is this: the more depressed people felt, the more they reached for comparison content, which made the depression worse, which made them scroll more. It's not a habit, it's a trap, engineered by people who know exactly what they're building. Here's the most uncomfortable truth in all of this. These platforms are not neutral. They are designed deliberately by some of the smartest engineers on the planet to keep you in a state of mild dissatisfaction. Because a satisfied person puts the phone down, a dissatisfied person keeps scrolling, and every extra second you scroll is money in someone else's pocket. You are not the user, you are the product, and your insecurity is the revenue model. So what do you actually do? You don't delete the app. You don't go off grid. You fire the algorithm as your reference group. The only comparison your brain was ever built for, the only one that's even remotely fair, is yesterday's version of you. Same constraints, same history, same starting point. That's the one ruler that actually tells you something true, because the people you're measuring yourself against aren't living your life. They're performing someone else's, and you've been losing a competition that was never real against opponents who don't even exist. So, we conclude this episode of Keep Asking Why on a positive note. You were never behind. You were just using the wrong ruler. And that's another why answered. If it explains something you've wondered about, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe because there's always another why. And if you've got one of your own, drop it in the comments. It might end up to become the next episode. Thanks for your attention and hope to see you again at our next Why.